All right, globe trekking time. It's a time we like to look at news outside of the U.S. and we bring in Michael Holmes from CNN International. Hello, Holmes.
Who nearly didn't get here.
Who nearly didn't get here. I didn't see you on our martini couches, so I'm kidding. But yeah, I didn't see you on the sofa, so I got a little worried. But you're over there getting mic'd up. Okay, so let's begin with what the pictures are. I can't believe these pictures out of Russia. This plane.
Yeah.
It was taxiing and then poof.
Some lucky people. 135 people on board this plane. Think about that. And look at it. Look at that. Guess what? 4 dead, 40 injured, the rest got out. They were taxiing off for takeoff. This is in western Siberia. And an engine caught fire. And, you know, people on board the plane reported that black smoke and everyone started to panic. They couldn't get the doors open. Eventually they did. And, you know, actually I read a quote by a member of a Russian pop group called Nana, who was saying that people were just climbing over each other to get out. This is a Tupolev Tu-154. There's been a couple of other incidents involving these planes.
Is this commercial? It
is commercial. It's one of the smaller commercial airlines. Aeroflot stopped using these planes precisely because of some problems with them becoming unreliable. And Aeroflot, the national airline. But there's 200 still being used by the little airlines around.
It's amazing they were able to get most of the people out before it exploded.
It was a lucky escape.
Moving on to, we've seen pictures and it's just getting worse. Australia, the flooding, Queensland.
Yeah. You've got to imagine, Australia, and a lot of Americans don't realise, Australia is the size of the continental United States. Queensland is the size of 2 Texases. And think of this, the size of Texas, one Texas, that's where this flooding is. Absolutely unbelievable.
So the size of Texas is underwater right now.
Is underwater with these floods. It's all caused by monsoon rains, but a lot more, obviously, than they usually get. Yeah, it's 4 times the size of Japan. It's 6 times the size of the UK.
Is it typical flooding, Michael, in this area?
They get floods around this area every few years, but not at this level. This is an absolute record breaker here, you know, and authorities are worried that the receding floodwaters are going to reveal, just as you can see there, horrible destruction of infrastructure. It's also had a major impact because this area is a big coal mining area and a lot of crops as well. $1 billion worth of crops gone. There's something like $100 million a day of coal exports that aren't getting out. Major economic problem for Australia. Not to mention, you know, you've got 200,000 people impacted and houses
200,000 people impacted. What about injuries or deaths?
Yeah, 10 deaths. The Australian media are reporting 10 deaths so far, people being swept away, as most of them in cars as they're trying to get from one place to the other. People are lucky, actually. It's interesting. They have these houses there called Queenslanders, ironically, which are actually built on stilts just in case of these sorts of floodwaters.
Are they holding up?
They are holding up. So, you know, a lot of these houses sit up higher than your regular house, yeah.
And then Brazil. Big news over the weekend.
First woman president.
Dilma Rousseff?
Yes, Dilma Rousseff. She's got quite the tale to tell. You know, this is a rapid rise for someone who was a Marxist rebel. Yeah, back in the 70s, she was actually imprisoned and tortured during the military dictatorship. Now she's in charge of, you know, it's Latin America's powerhouse. The guy there on her right, on the right of your screen, on her left, that's Luis Inácio Lula da Silva. He's the guy that she's taking over from. Tough act to follow. Guess what his approval rating was?
It was huge, wasn't it?
87%. Yeah. Barack Obama would be pretty pleased to have his approval rating. But she's inheriting a healthy economy, currency value is great. She's going to head up to the United States in the next couple of months. You know, she does have some challenges. There's going to be some cost cutting. They've got to get the debt down like everyone else. Inflation's a little bit higher. But Brazil has really become, as I said, it's the region's economic powerhouse. They've done very well. So, yeah, first woman president in Brazil.
Upcoming World Cup there, Olympics.
Yes, exactly.
When do we get sent to Rio? I bet you will be.
I went there a few years ago, and it's jolly good fun.
It is fun. I've been as well.
Yeah, it is good. And I'm going to try to get there.
I bet you'll be at times.
I was at South Africa, so
there you go.
That should get me a berth.
All right, Holmes.
Good to see you, though.
I've
got a show to do.
I'll see you all week, by the way. You're coming back. We're making you come back every week.
I hope so.
All right.